Listen to me very carefully for the next few minutes. It could save you your entire life savings. I want to tell you about a client of mine, a wonderful woman we'll call Carol. Carol is 74 years old, a retired school teacher who spent 40 years shaping young minds. She was always meticulous with her finances, balancing her checkbook to the penny. But her husband, Bill, had always handled the larger investments and the online banking. When he passed away last year, Carol found herself managing everything on her own for the first time in over 50 years. She was capable, but she was also navigating a new and lonely world. 2 weeks ago, her world was nearly shattered. While making her morning coffee, her phone buzzed with a text message. It looked exactly like it was from her bank. The logo was perfect. The colors were right. The message was a jolt of pure ice. Fraud alert. A suspicious international wire transfer for $5,000 from your account has been flagged. If this was not you, click here immediately. Panic seized her. She didn't know anyone internationally. $5,000 was a huge amount of money to her. Her first instinct, the one the scammers were counting on, was to fix it. So she clicked the link. It took her to a web page that, again, looked identical to her bank's login page. A few minutes later, as she was fumbling to remember her password, her phone rang. She looked at the caller ID, and her heart skipped a beat. It was her bank's name and their official 1-800 number. A wave of relief washed over her. They had caught it. They were calling to help. The voice on the other end was everything you'd want in a crisis. He was calm, professional, and spoke with authority. "Ma'am, this is John from the fraud department," he said. "I can see the unauthorized wire transfer attempt. We've managed to freeze it, but it appears the hackers have compromised your account. To protect your remaining funds, we need to move them to a new secure account immediately before they drain everything." Carol told me later, sitting in my office with tears in her eyes. "My heart was pounding so hard, I thought it would break. I thought, this is it. I'm going to lose everything Bill and I worked our entire lives for." This man on the phone sounded so kind, so helpful. He was my lifeline. He walked her through the process, step by painstaking step. He kept her on the phone, telling her not to hang up for security reasons. She followed his instructions precisely and transferred $28,000, the bulk of her savings, to the new secure account he had set up for her. When the final transfer went through, he said, "Excellent, Mom. Your money is now safe. We will be in touch." And then the line went dead. The money was gone. Here is the devastating truth. She never owed a dime. That initial $5,000 transfer was a phantom, a complete fabrication designed to make her panic. And the man on the phone was not from her bank. He was a criminal. Her bank's real fraud department would have protected her if she had just known the one thing they are legally forbidden from ever asking you to do. This video is for every retiree, every senior who has ever felt that jolt of panic from a text message, an email, or a phone call about their money. This new scam is not run by amateurs. It is a sophisticated, professional operation designed specifically to exploit your trust in the banking system. What these scammers count on is your fear, your sense of responsibility, and your lack of knowledge about your actual rights as a consumer. They are hoping that no one ever tells you how the system truly works. Today, I will be that person. As a lawyer who has spent the last 15 years fighting for seniors just like Carol, I am going to pull back the curtain on their entire playbook. In the next 20 minutes, we will walk through the 3 distinct stages of this scam: the bait, the hook, and the reel in. And I will give you the legal truth that dismantles each one. And please, make sure you stay with me until the very end. The final tip I am going to share isn't just a good idea. It is the single most powerful question you can ask that will stop these criminals cold in their tracks. It is the one thing their entire script hasn't prepared them to handle. Hit that like button so this warning reaches more people who need to see it, and let's get you protected. All right, let's break down their playbook piece by piece. The first stage of this scam is what I call the bait. This is the digital trap they set for you, and it's brutally effective because it preys on your trust in modern technology. It starts with that text message or email, just like the one Carol received. Scammers today are masters of disguise. They will send you a message with the subject line, "Account locked," "Suspicious login," or "Unauthorized transaction." It will feature your bank's official logo, copied perfectly. The phone number it comes from or the email address it's sent from might even look identical to your bank's real contact information. This is a technique called spoofing, and it's shockingly easy for them to do. The psychology here is primal. This message isn't designed to be read calmly. It's designed to trigger an immediate spike of cortisol, your body's main stress hormone. It's a fight or flight response. Your logical brain shuts down and your emotional brain takes over. They want you to feel that same gut punch you'd feel if you saw smoke coming from your kitchen. They want you to react, not to think. They want you to click the link or call the number they provide in that moment of pure panic. But here is your first legal shield. This is what they pray you never learn. Under federal law, specifically a regulation known as Regulation E or the Electronic Fund Transfer Act, your bank has incredibly strict rules about how they can communicate with you about fraud. A real bank will never send you a text message or an email with a link asking you to log into your account to resolve a fraud issue. They will never ask you to provide your password or PIN number through a link. Think about it. Sending a link is a massive security risk, and they know it. The golden rule is this: the only safe way to contact your bank is by you initiating the contact. Call the number on the back of your physical debit or credit card. Open the official app on your phone that you downloaded yourself, or go to the bank's website that you have personally bookmarked. Never ever through a link in an unsolicited message. That message is the bait, and you don't have to bite. Once they have you panicked and on the line, they move to stage 2, the hook. This is where the human element comes in, and it's the most dangerously deceptive part of the entire operation. This is the professional impersonator who called Carol. They sound calm, competent, and reassuring. They use banking jargon like secure gateway, tokenized transfer, and federal holding account to sound official. They may even have your name, your address, and the last 4 digits of your account number, all information readily available to criminals from the hundreds of corporate data breaches that happen every year. They confirm the problem from the text message, solidifying in your mind that this is a real crisis and they are your only solution. The psychology of this stage is classic social engineering. They are building rapport and establishing authority. They create a sense of a shared crisis, a you and me against the bad guys scenario. They will say things like, "Okay, Carol, we're in this together. I'm not going to hang up until your money is safe. They isolate you. This is critical. They'll say, for security reasons, ma'am, it's very important that you stay on the line with me and don't speak to anyone else while we secure your account. They do this to prevent you from having a moment of clarity, to stop you from calling your son or your daughter or your actual bank. And this is where they set the most important legal trap. Here is the critical distinction they don't want you to know: the difference between an unauthorized transaction and an authorized transaction. If a hacker in another country somehow gets your bank information and steals money from your account without your knowledge or consent, that is an unauthorized transaction. In those cases, under Regulation E, the bank is typically liable, and you are very likely to get your money back. But the scammer's entire goal is to trick you into making the transfer yourself. When you log into your own account and you send the money, even though you were tricked into doing it, the bank sees it as an authorized payment. Recovering money from an authorized payment, especially through instant services like Zelle or a wire transfer, is much, much harder and often impossible. Let me say this as clearly as I possibly can. A real bank employee will never ask you to move your own money to protect it. They have other tools. They can freeze your account, they can put holds on transactions, but they will never make you the agent of your own financial rescue. That is your job, they'll say. But it's a lie. And that brings us to the final devastating stage. Stage 3, the real in. This is where they cash in on the fear and trust they've so carefully manufactured. With you isolated and convinced of their authority, the scammer will patiently walk you, step by step, through the process of sending them your life savings. They will direct you to open your banking app and use Zelle or another peer-to-peer payment service. They might walk you through setting up a wire transfer. In some cases, they'll even tell you to drive to your bank, withdraw cash, and deposit it into a crypto ATM, or even worse, buy thousands of dollars in gift cards from Target or Walmart and read them the numbers on the back. The psychology here is all about maintaining intense pressure and urgency. They will feed you lines like, "Ma'am, we have to move quickly. The hackers are trying to get back into the system right now." Or, "We only have a 3-minute window to complete this transfer before the secure account closes." They are mentally and emotionally exhausting you. After 30 minutes, an hour, or even longer on the phone, you become so worn down that you comply just to make the overwhelming stress stop. You just want it to be over. You want to feel safe again. But here is your ultimate legal shield, your power to stop the entire thing dead in its tracks. This is the single, brightest red flag. The moment anyone, no matter who they claim to be, no matter how professional they sound, no matter if the caller ID says it's your bank, the FBI, or the IRS, ask you to send money to catch a criminal or to secure your account, it is 100% a scam. Every single time. No exceptions. Banks have their own multi-million-dollar internal security systems. They have insurance. They have entire teams of experts. They do not need you to participate in a sting operation with your life savings. Your money is not the bait they use to catch thieves, the request to move. Your own money is the entire con. Your power is to recognize that moment for what it is, the end of the conversation. You hang up immediately, even if they are mid-sentence. Your silence is your greatest weapon. Then you take a deep breath, let the adrenaline settle, and you call the official number on the back of your bank card yourself. So let's review their playbook, because seeing it laid out exposes how weak it truly is when you're prepared. Stage 1. The bait. A fake digital alert sent by text or email designed to make you panic and react without thinking. Stage 2. The hook. A professional impersonator on the phone who builds trust, creates urgency, and isolates you to set a legal trap. And stage 3, the reel-in, the high-pressure, step-by-step coercion to get you to authorize a transfer of your own money to them through an irreversible method. Bait, hook, reel-in. It's a predator's strategy, but now you know how to spot it. I promised you at the beginning of this video that I would share the one question that stops these criminals cold. The one thing their script doesn't have an answer for. If you are ever on a call like this and you feel that knot of fear and uncertainty in your stomach, I want you to take a deep breath and say this calmly and clearly. This sounds very serious. I'm going to hang up now and call the official bank number printed on my debit card to verify this. Can you please give me your name, your employee ID number, and your department extension so I can ask for you directly when I call the bank back? Watch what happens. A real legitimate bank employee will welcome this. They will understand it. They might even applaud it. They will gladly give you their information because they know you are doing the smart, safe thing. A scammer will fall apart. Their entire operation depends on keeping you on their line, under their control, in their manufactured crisis. They will panic. They will either hang up on you immediately, or they will try to pressure you, saying things like, "Ma'am, there's no time for that," or, "If you hang up, I can't guarantee the safety of your funds." That frantic pressure is your final screaming confirmation that you are talking to a thief. Your simple, reasonable request to verify their identity has exposed their entire lie. My client, Carol, was not foolish. She was not naive. She was targeted. She was manipulated by professionals who practice these psychological tactics every single day. They are predators, and she was their prey. But the difference between being a victim and being a survivor is knowledge. Now you have that knowledge. You know their playbook. Knowledge is your shield. You have worked your entire life for your financial security. You scrimped and you saved. You made sacrifices. You have the absolute, undeniable right to protect it. You have the right to hang up on anyone at any time for any reason. You do not owe a stranger on the phone your politeness at the expense of your security. You have the right to verify everything. Please do not let this warning end with you. Right now, think of one person in your life, a parent, a grandparent, a neighbor, a friend from your church or community group. Take a moment and share this video with them. Your share could be the one thing that stands between their life savings and a scammer's bank account. You could be the lifeline they need. And in the comments below, please share if you've ever received a suspicious text or a call like the one we've described. You are not alone in this, and your story can serve as a powerful warning that helps others stay vigilant. Subscribe for more essential legal protections to keep you safe. Thank you for taking the time to protect yourself and your family. Stay safe out there. And one final thought before you go. What we've discussed today goes beyond just protecting a bank account. It's about protecting a promise, the promise that after a lifetime of hard work, of raising families, of contributing to your communities, you get to live with dignity and peace of mind. The money in your account is simply a symbol of that work. It's your independence, it's your security. These criminals don't just steal money, they steal that sense of safety. They try to make you feel foolish or isolated. But as you've seen today, you are neither. You are prepared. You are informed. And you are part of a community of people looking out for one another. That's why sharing this knowledge is so vital. It's how we turn the tables. It's how we build a wall of awareness that they cannot penetrate. So never, ever feel ashamed to be cautious. Never hesitate to hang up that phone. Your instinct to protect yourself is not rude, it is wise. Your decision to verify is not weakness, it is strength. Thank you again for your time. Now go and enjoy the peace you've so rightfully earned.